So here we are back to the project manager, and it's time to take a deeper look at how you use the project manager to work with everything that you create inside of Resolve. So I already have a few different projects loaded up here, and you'll see as I mouse over them, I'm shown a handful of stills from inside of the project. I can also see if a project is currently unlinked. This is a version of the same project that is completely unlinked, so it's not showing me anything. The other thing I can see at this top level here is that I've got these stack icons. These are folders, and if I hover over them, I can see thumbnails relating to each of the items I have inside of that folder. To open up a folder, simply double-click it. You get to see its contents, and down here at the bottom you see a file path that lets you go back up to the top level by simply clicking Home. If you want to put something inside a folder, it's a matter of drag and drop. And you'll notice that any project or folder that you most recently alter is automatically moved to the upper left-hand corner of the project manager. So your projects are organized by order of use. So the most recently modified projects are prioritized in the project manager. Now, if I decide I don't want that project to be inside there, the way I get it back out is to right-click it and choose Cut, and then go to the place in the project manager where I want it to be, right-click, and choose Paste. And that's how I move projects around. I have lots of different options for altering how the project manager looks. I can switch between list view and icon view. I have a button for enabling additional information to appear underneath each project if I want it. I can turn that on and off. I can make those icons smaller or bigger. And I also have the option of altering how all of these projects are organized. By default, as I mentioned, they're organized by the date modified. But I can also reorganize them, sort them by name, by how many timelines there are, by the format, or by the frame rate. Lastly, if I have a ton of projects in a bunch of folders, I can click this magnifying glass to get a find field that allows me to filter and find by name or by format, whichever I'm doing. And I can show that or hide that. Now, another thing that I can do, I mentioned that I can have multiple databases on a machine. If you decide you want to copy a project from one database into the current one, you can go ahead and click this button right here, which is labeled Show Hide Group Projects. When you open that up, you see a list of all the different databases that you have created. So if I go to my user manual projects database, it'll show me all of the users inside that database, because this happens to be a multi-user environment database. If I open up the Van Herkman user, I can see I've got a ton of different projects available, and I can select any one of them and right-click and choose Import. If I want to change the project name, I can at this point. Go ahead and click OK. And now I've imported that project from this other database, and I can go ahead and close that alternate browser.